What's up YouTube, this is Camille from BackyardWrenchin again, and today I'm going to be replacing the outer tie rods on my E46 BMW. Okay, so obviously the first thing you got to do here is jack up the car in the front. It's obviously in the front. Jack the car up, put a jack stand under just in case, and remove the front wheel. So this is the outer tie rod right here. It connects here and also here. If you're just doing the outer tie rod, it's really basic. You just have to loosen it here from this nut, which is a 19 millimeter right here, and also loosen it over here from the inner tie rod. I'm just using a adjustable wrench because I'm not exactly sure what size it is, but you can use this. So you just gotta loosen both of these sides and you can pull this tie rod out. If your car is really old, this may be seized on this side, so you may need to use a pickle fork, which you insert in between the tie rod and this part of the car, and use a hammer which forces it out downward. But it may be able to come out by tapping it from the top if it's not too seized on. So first we're going to loosen it over here. It's just going to be simpler because it's held on this side so it won't rotate. And then we're going to loosen it from here and try to knock it out. A good thing to do before you remove the tie rod is to note the distance you have from here to the threads on the inner tie rod, because you want to make it as close as possible so that when you go to get an alignment, you could actually drive the car fairly safely. So what I did was I put tape on the threads where it ends. So once I remove the tie rod, I'll be able to see where to put the new one, and then I'll be able to get to the alignment shop to pinpoint the perfect alignment there. So once you could either measure the distance from the end to where the threads end, or you can just put like tape or something. That's what I did. So after that, I loosened this one, as you can see already. Now I just have to loosen this one, and I'm gonna try to bang out the tie rod. One thing you can do to make it easier for yourself is you can turn the steering wheel all the way to the left. Since I'm working on the left side, I'm going to turn it to the left. Okay, so I turned it to the left, so now I have more space to hit this tie rod out. Okay, so since I didn't have a pickle fork to use today, what I did was I put some supports underneath so that when I'm hitting there's no travel, and it'll come out easier. I sprayed it with some WD-40 and just hit it from the top of this thing. Doesn't matter if it got damaged because I'm replacing it. So that's what it looks like. And now I'm gonna remove this one and put the new one in. Okay, so this is the old one compared to the new Lemforder one. The one on my left side is actually not bad yet, but the reason why I'm changing this one too is because I like keeping the car balanced. I want both sides to be the same parts on both sides, so I'm putting on these new Lemforder ones. I'm not sure what brand these were, but they were really cheap, and I only had them for like maybe 10,000 miles, and my right side failed. So with tie rods, you should never skimp out on parts. I highly recommend either you get Lemforder or Meili HD. Those are the best two brands in my opinion for tie rods in the E46. So now I'm gonna put the new Lemforder tie rod in. Okay, so my thing is already noted with the tape, so I'm just gonna screw in the new tie rod until the tape ends. Remember, one thing is important, that each tie rod is they're different for each side, so make sure you have the one for the right side. There's a L and the R for the tie rod. So I'm doing the left side right now, so I'm using this one. Okay, so once you reach the same point that you noted, you can retighten the other side the way it was and put this one back in here. And with the lamp forward supplied a new nut, so always use new parts if it comes with it. Also, I would recommend to grease up the inside of this, as it will allow it to go in much easier. And yeah, put it back in, tighten it all up, and you're done. And go to the other side and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, one more thing. To tighten this, you're gonna have to use an Allen key, because if you don't, the whole thing is gonna rotate on the inside. You're gonna need to use in this case, it's a 5mm Allen key. I'm using with a ratchet. You're gonna put that on the top and get a 19mm box wrench and tighten the nut like that. That's the only way to do it. Otherwise, everything's gonna spin. And with this, you can easily tighten it down all the way. And yeah, that's it, you're good to go. Once you tighten this and you tighten the back part, you're good. Just go to the other side, do the exact same steps on the other side, and you're done. Tie rods are switched, and now you can go to the alignment shop and get a alignment.